Hello vinyl community, I'm back again with yet another VCLT package. This one is courtesy of Teddy. So Teddy has two YouTube channels, and he is probably one of the most invaluable members of the vinyl community, if you ask me. I've been watching him for the longest time, and he's been making videos for probably 4 years now, maybe, if not longer. And what I like about Teddy's channel, Vinyliciousness, or Eat Sleep Vinyl, if you're not aware, is that he puts a lot of thought behind the videos that he makes. And those who like jazz music have already discovered Teddy long before they discovered me, and his videos are just, you know, very well edited, very well put together, well thought out, and as many people have said, I just wish he would do more. I mean, but you know, quality sometimes takes time, and so I'm very thankful for the videos that he does do. Now, if you've never hit the Eat Sleep Vinyl channel before, check it out. I mean, he does a lot of jazz, but you know, he does a lot of blues, like early blues music, but he'll throw in bits of folk. You'll see the occasional rock album, the occasional prog album. He's pretty diverse. He has a very interesting audiophile setup. He used to have a video on his setup. I don't know if he has it anymore, but I hope it'll show up again, because I really dig his setup, and his room is incredible. But anyway, here is the box he sent me, and shall we see what's in it? Let's crack her open. Immaculate packaging. He does, you know, it's great because it has the folded over sides. I have stiffener that says enjoy, and let's see what he sent me. Oh, sweet. Oh man, McCoy Tyner Trident. I don't have this one. It's on Milestone too. I've never seen this guy before, so I know I'm going to enjoy spinning this. There's a couple albums in here. Oh, Brian Eno, sweet. John Hazel, Possible Music's Fourth World, Volume 1. On the Editions EG label. Allison Miller's Boom Tick Boom, and this is sealed. This is a new record from 2016. Teddy, you're spoiling me, man. I don't know, well, I don't know Allison Miller at all, so I'm looking forward to spinning this. Alright. Awesome. Terry Bradshaw. Until you, okay. Teddy commented that he liked my recorded oddities. Yeah, this is going to make for a nice up-and-coming video, so I'm going to save this. Yeah. Thank you, Teddy. For those that are outside of the United States, Terry Bradshaw is an American football player. Not football for you guys outside of the United States, but American football. And yeah, he's kind of a celebrity in his own right. It's gonna be interesting, so thank you, Teddy. So, you know, I gotta do Teddy some justice. I mean, he's great because he includes some needle drops. So I'm going to try and include some needle drops of the first three that he sent me. And this one I'm going to be saving for the future. So back again after 3 days of spending some time with some of these wonderful records that Teddy graciously gave me as VCLT. Now, I have to mention that I'm only covering 3 today. The Terry Bradshaw will get a dedicated video in the future. But they all sounded fantastic. And again, Teddy, thank you so much. This was probably my favorite out of the batch because when I opened up the package, I did not know it. So the only 70s offering that I am familiar with by McCoy Tyner is Sahara. And what I found very coincidental is, if you guys don't know Diana Digging in the Crate, her video for the week, which I watched after playing this album, it was just happened to be up here on her shelf, so very coincidental. But this is a 6-track album, 3 original compositions and 3 covers. So you have a cover, Impressions by John Coltrane. If you're not aware of it, McCoy Tyner and Elvin Jones, who also plays on this album, they were both in the John Coltrane Quartet, the infamous quartet. And then Ron Carter from the Miles Davis Quintet, famously from the mid-60s. Now, it also features Ruby My Dear, which is a Thelonious Monk cover, and it's always interesting to hear somebody else do Monk, because nobody can sound like Monk, but hearing other people do Monk can be very interesting. But what I liked about it was the opener. So it opens with this track called Celestial Chant, and it features McCoy, Tyner, going from harpsichord to piano and then back again. But I want to give you a little bit of a sound sample here, so listen to this. So, what'd you think? I mean, there are elements that are hard bop-ish, post-bop-ish, there's free, and, spiritual, of course. So, this is just, I liked it through and through. Usually with a lot of jazz albums, there might be one cut where I'm like, well, I could do without that one. But, this is a very solid outing. And again, Teddy, thank you. One thing to note about this album, just to add in a little dead wax. So the mastering engineer here was David Turner. And David Turner has a very distinctive dead wax. He has like frowning eyes with 2 dots. And I have a couple of his cuts, and I'm just impressed because he was a fantasy label engineer, so a lot of the stuff coming out of fantasy in the 70s, even some Blue Notes, some of the Blue Note compilations were mastered by David Turner. So if you see the frowning eyes, you're going to get a pretty good album. Now, the newer jazz is Allison Miller's Boom Tick Boom, and I can't really compare this to anything. This is beyond my own experience base. Allison Miller, I read, wrote this album during a particular trying time. She was nursing her sick girlfriend at the time, and some of the band members were having issues, and it took them a while to get this album together. So the sound on the opening cut was very reminiscent to traditional Hebrew music to me. It has a contrabass, clarinet, and cornet and violin, which I find to be traditional instruments of Hebrew music, but I'm no expert by any means. The rest of the album is a very interesting listen. I highly recommend this jazz album. It's varied from track to track, and I'm very interested in checking out the rest of her discography. But here's just a couple of cuts on the album. I do recommend this one. I did enjoy it, so let me give you a couple of tracks to listen to here. Now, this one, more Dead Wax information for you, was, it was done by GZ. Here's the GZ Dead Wax. Now, GZ is, they're branching out, and there's a Canadian plant that I don't know if they're going to follow the same matrix, but I'm very interested to see if this Canadian plant will follow the same code. And there is also a Record Vinyl Guru, which is a Canadian front company for GZ. But despite it being a GZ press, it sounded fantastic, and it came with a download code, so it's worth checking out. If you like that opening track, then yeah, check this one out. Now the last one he gave me is Brian Eno and John Hazel's Possible Music's Fourth World Volume 1. Now, Brian Eno, of course, is known for his ambient work. You got the Apollo atmospheres, you got the music for airports, for example. This particular album reminded me of his collaboration with Robert Fripp, No Pussyfooting, which is a very solid outing. Now, this is not one where, you got individual elements that'll just, you want to play and repeat. Like No Pussyfooting, you have to give it your total attention. John Hazel is a trumpeter. There's a picture of him here. And this, it's ambient in scope, and it's something that, you really need to give your undivided attention to, and you just kind of need to lay back and listen to the entire album. I'm going to give you a small snippet here, so you can tell me what you think. So that's just a small snippet of what it's like. Again, just hearing a small snippet just doesn't do it justice. You have to listen to the entire thing all the way through. Now, this too also sounds fantastic, and the reason why was it was done at Sterling Sound Labs. It was done by Greg Calloway. Here's a shot of the Dead Wax and Greg. So again, this just sounds fantastic. So thank you very much for watching me thus far. Teddy, thank you very much. I love the albums. Terry Bradshaw Recorded Oddities will be coming here soon. And leave a comment if you have one. Thank you for watching.